Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. So you're in here, say hello. Gonna try a different type of live stream situation tonight. See what's up. See what's up. About to do the whole, is this thing on? Gosh, dog it. Edit. Trying to get everything situated and uploaded. Okay. So when I was in webcam mode, it flipped everything, but now that I'm not in webcam mode, it unflipped everything, so fix that real quick. Alright. Alrighty. Yeah. So I'm about to just throw this thing out the window. What do you think? Nope, I want to do that different, so I'll go pole dancer. Let's hit that gate. So pole dancer, gate, around, oof. So I'm gonna do, oop, man. Pole dancer, gate, around, and we'll do this thing like that. I'm gonna have to figure out how to work that one in. So yeah, I've been experimenting with what I'm calling gamer mode here with HD0. Tonight I'm actually running it through a capture device because I only have one HD0 receiver. I was curious what kind of latency, if any, I'd be getting, and I don't know if it's there or not. I kind of feel like maybe I'm feeling a little extra latency, but I'm not sure. Don't even have to lift your goggles. I know, right? Look at this. This is for you, Mondo. This is for you. The truth. Yeah. So I'm running it through an Elgato HD60 capture card or device. It's like a USB deal. It's got a clean output, but I wasn't really sure how clean that was. Ooh, there. I'm getting some stutters, but that might be at the quad. I don't know. Maybe that's... You know, I've heard Hyper say that he gets some like frame buffering stutters, and I do feel like I've gotten that on this gaming monitor. So maybe that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, it has a pass-through, Mondo. I can show it to you here on the live stream. This is what we're dealing with. So we got HD0 in, monitor out, and then USB-C to the computer. So I think it works. I think pass-through is pass-through, but I can't be certain. But I am starting to feel like I'm feeling that thing that Hyper talks about, where like the frames build up and every now and again you get like a weird jitter. But it's definitely not ideal. I wonder what you're supposed to do about that. Should I? This is a brand new tiny trainer I built up today. So far, so good. Typically, the capture card pass-through has 0 latency. Yeah, that was my theory. That was my hope, at least. Because I thought this would be pretty cool. And I mean, I'm able to fly. Like, I would think it's either going to have a lot of latency or no latency. This tiny trainer does have a whip antenna, so the video is even a little worse than you might expect. I don't really know what to do after this. If I go like this. But I want to do a dive gate too. Oop. Little dive gate tab. Okay, so now let's do... Trying to practice for... Oop. But unfortunately that's the same line as I did last night. I'd like to do a different dive line. How is the dive? The dive line on the track is like this, and then a dive. Oh, I need to put a dive up there. That would be good practice. So if I came through like this, and then doink. Okay. Yeah, I may have to do that. Oop. So surprising how forgiving it is. Callie wanted to do these Christmas lights on the deck, and it's made flying out here a lot more fun, to be honest. Oop. Have a lot of HD0 gear coming in tomorrow. I've got some cameras. I've got some new Foxeer lenses. I don't think I have HD0 lenses. I'm not sure if they're actually in stock yet or not. Thoughts on track 2? Love it. Love track 2. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. But let's go outside and set up. I'll take you with me. I'll lose audio temporarily. Hey, the girls are home. All right, I'm back. Sorry, guys. All right, let's see if all this work just so you can murder a tiny trainer. You're not wrong, Mondo. I just want to be ready for that track you got next week. It looks fun, so this is going to be like that. Oop. Okay. Let's try that again. It's pretty tight in there. Oop. Yeah, that's so tiny. Oop, oop. Probably shouldn't have left that hole right there. Well, I also got the one maneuver where you gotta go think that. Okay. We'll see what happens here. I'm not going to murder a tiny trainer. I'm going to attempt to murder a tiny trainer. You know as well as I do that these things ain't leaving. Gosh. Oh my gosh. Alright. What's the bitrate upload stream? Well, I'm on fiber, so I can make that as high as we want. Yeah, it's just at 2500. Let's go with 10,000, see if that does any better. Yeah, tell me if that's improved at all there. Ooh. Am I frozen? Oh, it's paused. I'm just going back and looking at the before and after to see if it looked any more better. I think that was a little better. Which lens? So, out of necessity, I am running the Foxeer, which I love Foxeer. Excited to see their lineup of cameras, but I'm running the Foxeer 1.7. Oop. Okay, look at that, like a champ. Golly. Oh no. Okay, let's bring it in. I might have broken the lens. Yeah, it looks like a legit lens break. Okay. Yep. Got him. See there. Yeah, so that tiny trainer is down for the count, but the good news is I got another. So yeah, if I could stop hitting everything, this is kind of a fun little setup. I ran batteries, just battery after battery last night. Was not near this crashy, but I also didn't have anyone watching, so. All right. Dope. Yeah. Yeah, I love how resilient these tiny trainers are, for sure. Okay. Okay, this one was one I was flying a bunch last night, and it's got a circular polarized antenna. So Ooh, I gotta be careful about that. I keep forgetting. I can't do that line the same. Golly. There we go. Yeah, see there, I am getting a little bit of like judder is how it, well, maybe not judder. It's like, just a little bit of lag. Not a consistent lag, just like lag spikes all of a sudden. Literally, it feels like DRL sim. I think it's fixed now, but last couple seasons, you get these odd like lag spikes. It kind of feels like that. Oop. Man, that's hard. So if you haven't yet, get on Velocidrone and fly the Tiny Trainer race for next Saturday. This is kind of one of the elements, just much smaller gates. There we go. That's hard on these tiny gates. And then another aspect of that track is this. There's like a corridor and then a little split S, left-handed split S gate. Lots of dives. Well, I guess I could use that for the one. Oh, yeah. There's a hair pin. There you go. I just got to go slow. Hopefully I can do it at speed. There we go. That feels pretty good. Just a little practice here. Oop. Okay, we'll bring it in. Ryan, do you have nano? Yes, I will have nano HD0 cameras tomorrow. Can't wait to actually see how it compares to this one. I'm going to do some side-by-sides. And then I don't think my lenses have shipped. So I was supposed to get some lenses, but I think maybe the order got held up from HD0 or something. So my lenses for the HD cams did not ship, but I will have some brand new Foxeer 1.7 lenses tomorrow to run in the stead. So yeah, I can't wait to see how the new NanoCam looks. And feels. And I also want to do direct comparison of the field of view between both cameras. That is looking pretty dang good. Thanks, man. Stream looks way better now. Good, good, good. Yeah, I had the bit rate last time I streamed like this. Well, not the last time. Last time I messed with the settings, we were live streaming a race on a cellular connection, so I had to lower the bit rate. We don't have lenses. Oh, the lenses didn't come in either. Okay. Gotcha. Well, I'll get them when they come in. But Foxeer lenses to the rescue. If I had to guess, Foxeer's gonna have some cool cameras. Like, I know they've got the new micro camera that looks incredible, but I really want to... Oop! Oh, man. I really want to be doing nano cams. I just don't like the concept of like running a special frame. At this point, if I have a nano cam in this VTX, we should be able to run regular switchback frames. So, the HD0 frame's super cool, but I don't know, I don't want to do anything special if I don't have to. Uh-oh. Oh. Can we get it? Yeah, I think we're good. Once upon a time, world champion Evan Turner told me that I was the fastest turtle motor he had ever met. That was high praise. So it's a lot different than, HD is one thing. HD on a monitor is kind of wild. I mean, it feels very good. If you don't sim, then I'm sure it'd be very, very foreign to you. But I've got more hours simming than I do flying quads, primarily because I like money. And if I flew in real life as much as I simmed, then I would be broke because of the amount of gear I would have broken. So, yeah, simming is a necessity. But still, it's kind of compelling to me. I wonder if there's a version of FPV in the future where we all look like gamers. And, our quads are outside or on the other side of a wall, or we're in a darker tent, all looking at gamer monitors. Like, I think maybe there's a future that looks like that. Especially after looking at this. If we could figure out the whole, like, lag spike thing. And I think that's, I don't know, I've heard that there's some sort of incompatibility with some, like, HDMI inputs. I heard that specifically, that, like, HD2s have that issue, and some Orcas might have that issue where, like, the frame is built up and then they all catch up all of a sudden. I haven't had it since I first talked about it, maybe 2 batteries ago. But it's something to keep in mind. Yeah. A little deck. Oop. Flick it in there. Oh, this battery's roasted. It's just having too much fun. I'm going to remind me to lick the lens. All right. Yo, Amari's in the house. Yeah, we don't have lenses. Recommended run cam nano settings are white balance, push, color gain 160, sharpness 65. So I have these, wrong lenses. So I messed with my color settings significantly. Let's see, where was that? So you recommended color gain at 160. Yeah, I don't like it all saturated, especially if the color is not exactly right. Oop. Man, kind of touchy. Golly. There's 160, and what did you say? Sharpness at 65? And I kind of liked it up there. I'm gonna keep my goodies here. Can someone tell me in the live stream where I had the color gain? Start. I think 75. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll with that. The thing with camera settings, for the most part, when it comes to color specifically, it's what you're used to. Is the primary metric. Alright, let's get a new battery on here. So yeah, this is fun. Or I might not have a new battery. No. Licking this lens. I'm gonna go grab a drink while these batteries charge. I'll be right back. Here we go. Had a snack while I was in there. My wife bought some chocolate-covered truffles from a fundraiser. They are quite yummy. And just like that, we got a battery ready. I love that control links have got to the point to where I can literally just huck this out the window and not even worry about it. Thrash, I think you might be right. We're going to find out. I mean, objectively, I don't know that it's better. And there's some downfalls not related to the actual technology or screen I think are significant. That being like distractions. So if you're in the goggles, you don't have any idea what's going on around you other than from sound, you know. But in this situation, it's going to be mood show easier to get distracted by something going on in the peripherals. So, whew. Now, what do you guys think? A lot of times I get baited into doing practice sessions where I just kind of fly like a random path and I mix it up, and I'm not really holding to a specific track. I'm just like flying elements. And I keep going back and forth in regard to whether or not I think that's a good idea. If I should always be flying like a specific pattern in tracks, or if I should be actively flying the quad. My gut is that you should fly a track. Like, you should set up gates, you should memorize the track, and you should see how fast, you know, you get on said track. And my opinion of that is primarily from like the GQ. That's what I would do. I would crush the GQ, just pack after pack after pack, flying the same track, and I would know I'd have a frame of reference whether or not I flew a fast lap or it was a slow lap. The flip side of that is I truly believe that to be the best quad pilot, you have to actively be flying the quad. You can't rely on muscle memory. You have to like be responding to exterior forces and actively flying the quad. So like flying flying a random path through gates, which is essentially like gate freestyle, does that because you're actively choosing a path, choosing a line, and flying it. I keep wondering if I'm going to smack and go through a window someday. End up in Maddie's bedroom. Okay, this battery's roasted. Yeah, what are your thoughts there? What do you guys do? Always fly a set track, or do you sometimes just fly random gates? Tell me in the comments. Probably mix it up. 3 laps of set track, then do a joker. Yeah. Yeah, Thrash, you asked. Ooh. Actually, I forgot that I flipped him over. Here's my VRX. I'm actually going to take it off the goggles. There we go. Yeah. There it is. I would say it's relatively... It's closer than I am to the window, that's for sure. Heck with this HDMI situation, I could probably get it all the way out the window if I wanted. Alright, we're kind of in a log jam for batteries here. So we'll slow up the roll a little bit. I'll answer your questions in the chat. What do we got going on? Do a pack in the goggles next. I should have read that before I ripped the goggle module off the off of the thing. Yeah, RC Ritter. I think that's logical. Let's try to do a goggle pack. Let's see if I'm just like magically cracked out. If that's the case, then we're gonna know that this is not better. So, all right. Let's see. Oh no, I can do that the same way. So I'll wear the goggles. This, I'll go from this to that. And then can I go from the HDMI splitter to my goggles? I can do HDOs. Or no, I can't. Sorry, just figuring out some logistics. Of how I could get into the goggles. Yeah, I only have one of the cables that goes from mini to regular HDMI. Tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow, I have a regular one coming. So I will do that. I'll fly a pack in the goggles, and I'll just have to give you my impressions because no, this goes from small to small, so that doesn't help me either. Yeah. I'll do a pack in the goggles and give you my impressions, but I won't be able to show you guys what it looks like live. You'll just have to take my word for it. Battery's at 12.8, so it's getting close. So by the time I get the goggles situated, we'll be ready to rock. Little VHB for the boys. So I'll tell you guys, I was highly skeptical of all things HD0. I'm a bit of a believer. When I started becoming a believer, I was really hopeful that HD0 would be the savior of indoor drone racing. Unfortunately, I definitely don't believe that's going to be the case. Indoor, it handles the multipathing differently than analog, but it doesn't handle it great. Let's see where this battery's at. 13 volts. We're going to send it. This one's for science. Once again, I'm going to fly this pack in the goggles, so you will not have a view on your screen. But I'll give you my feedback. I guess you'll know if I come back with a broken quad. This will get a little weird with the headphones too, but give me a sec. Okay, a few things here. Now that I'm in the goggles, I'm going to have to switch it to HD cut. Alright, so I got it set up for 4:3 cut, so that's going to be significantly different. But I don't really know how to handle that otherwise. Alright, let's see what happens here. Alright. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I instantly hit the side of the house. And I'm in the rocks. Okay, I'm back up. Yeah, color's pretty gnarly too in these goggles compared to what I've been looking at on the screen. It's like super orange. I don't know. I don't think it's better. Wholeheartedly, I'm not sure that's better. Yeah, the dive gate that I was having trouble with, I'm still definitely having trouble with. Oop. Yeah, it's not better. There's no way it's better. I mean, a certain level of it is getting used to it because I'm like 40 batteries deep on the monitor. But yeah, this is kind of rowdy. I would say at this point I'm really looking forward to flying in the monitor again. So that's kind of interesting. What does that mean? Nothing, because there's confirmation bias. This kind of thing is literally impossible to like have like a scientific, like objective view on. It's very subjective, and like there's a lot of confirmation bias. Stuff like that happening there. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't. So I wonder what my initial crash says. So I went out, kind of went around the whole deck. I'll kind of do the path again. And I went to turn, and I hit the house. If this was less latent, you know, so I crashed to the outside of the turn on my first kind of tight turn. What does that say? Oop. Oop, okay. I'll bring it in. I'm not really sure what that says. Definitely a lot easier just to be running goggles, but anyway. So yeah, so I think if I draw a picture. Make the screen bigger. Should have done this a second ago. But I'm going to do this and I'll kind of wrap it up. But um, I definitely wouldn't say that the goggles were better. In general, I felt like I was missing the the um, the monitor. Like I think I like the monitor better, but I can't say that's scientific. So let me do a picture here. So there's my house. Here's my little walkway. Over here's my window. So I went out of the house. Around like this. Okay. Alright. So this square. Pull up a different screen so I can see better. This is funny. Alright, so this square right here is my house. This is my window I came out of. So I went out of the window and I went around my deck and then I went to go back through the deck like this. When I went around, first seconds of flying with the goggles, I overshot this turn and hit the house right here and crashed in the rocks. So what does that tell me about the latency? You guys that are into science. So like I'm guessing that had I crashed here, that would have said one thing. And since I crashed here, since I crashed there, that says another. So was it more latent or less latent? When getting used to the monitor, I'd crash by taking all my turns too tight. Well, I definitely took this turn to the outside. So what does that say about the latency? I think it means it's less latent, right? So if I gave the input when I thought I should give it, so I put the input where I thought it should be given, and on goggles, the input was too late, right? So I gave the quad input in the turn where my brain was used to giving input for the last 40 batteries on the monitor. Okay, I gave the input. The input ended up being too late. I crashed to the outside of the turn. Therefore, the goggles had more latency. Is that right? Since you took the turn wide, you weren't pre-turning. Like with the monitor. I'm thinking of it as like I gave the quad. I mean, I don't know, Michael. To be honest, I don't really know how to test it either. But in my mind, I gave the quad input in the same manner. At least this was the thought that I had been giving it the whole time I've been flying on the monitor. And the moment I gave the input was late because I hit the outside. Had I given it input and I hit the inside, I think I would have been early. I think that's what happened. I really do think that's what happened. So that would tell me that even if it's the tiniest bit, maybe these FPV goggles have a tiny bit more latency than what I'm going to have. You won't pre-turn as soon as you need. I don't know. Zombie. Depends on starting or finishing. Yeah, it was like my first turn. I wasn't racing either. Like, I was just making a turn. So I wouldn't say I was pre-turning or anything. I was just trying to hit a gap. And I missed the gap to the outside. Right. I'm with you, Mitchell. Excuse me. Mr. Fire Serpent. Because you're not seeing where you actually are. You're seeing a delayed image but that would be pretty significant latency hit. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna need to look into this, I guess. Could also be reduced field of, yeah, it could be field of view. Was on a reduced field of view. So yeah, none of this is scientific, but I would say from an anecdotal point of view, I think that like going out and crashing wide on the turn, right out of the gate, says something. I don't know what it is, but it says something. Little dive gate. Got the little gate there. Yeah, that's it. So that is just a little fly time with the tiny trainers out the window. I'm probably gonna do some other things for a bit, some computer work, and then charge up the batteries, and then do a session later. I probably won't live stream that. I just wanted to do, you know how gamers live stream their video games? I kind of thought this might be interesting to do it because I could. But there's a few of us. Amari up in the chat here is talking about bringing his monitor to the Tiny Trainer race on Saturday. Mondo is talking about bringing his monitor to the race. So, yeah, we're going to try to... I'm going to probably go all in and just give this a shot. Especially now knowing that the goggles were at least hard for me to adjust to. I'm probably going to go on it all in and just run the monitor at this race. So, guys, thanks for checking out this live stream. I do appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber, feel free to subscribe. Join my Patreon that doesn't exist. Send me money on PayPal, Bitcoin. I was just kidding. I don't want your money. I don't need your money. But anyway, thanks for checking this out. I hope you enjoyed it. It was pretty sporadic, but we're going to catch you next time on Heart of America FPV. Later.